Hello, everyone. A while ago, I did a video on using 22 LR for self-defense, and it got a pretty good reaction. It was a pretty popular video, so I just wanted to throw in a few extra facts because I hear a lot of naysayers criticizing 22 LR. So I just want to kind of share 5 tips for those of you who either are carrying 22 LR or are thinking of carrying 22 LR. So again, it's 5 tips here. Number one, if you're going to carry 22 LR, have a high quality gun. Notice I didn't say an expensive gun, because some expensive guns suck even though they're expensive. For example, I have two right here. Okay, this is the Beretta Neos, and this is the Ruger 22 LR Light Rack. Okay, it's basically the LCP, but in 22 LR rather than 380. I have I've shot this one quite a bit, but nowhere near as much as that one. This one, oh my god, I have probably put like 5 or 6 thousand rounds through that gun. That's a conservative estimate because this was actually my first handgun. So whenever I would go to the range, I would take this with me and I would shoot hundreds of rounds with it. So actually, you know, when I say 6,000, I think that's probably way too little. I shot all kinds of garbage bulk ammo through it, and it ran fine. I've shot much better ammunition. It ran fine. Cheap ammo, expensive ammo, everything is just runs incredibly well. Now, when I purchased that, it was about $230. Right now, I'm seeing them for maybe 270, 275. That's not an expensive gun, especially for a Beretta, especially for high quality 22. But it works very, very well. Now, I've never concealed carried this gun because it does have the 6-inch barrel. I have thought about in the past getting the 4.5-inch barrel and putting that on top of this one. That would actually make it an option for me, to be honest with you. As far as the LCP, that's also one that I've shot quite a bit, and it's been flawless. I've tried it with bulk ammo, I've tried it with CCI Minimags, CCI Stingers. I actually did a video, or a couple of videos, where I kind of had a rundown of the different ammunition I ran through it and how it responded extremely well. So these are two handguns that I feel really good about, really reliable. You know, and I've familiarized myself with like the manual of arms on them and everything. So definitely, definitely good handguns. And speaking of the manual of arms and reliability, that's actually my number 2 point is getting lots of practice. And you know, the reason I want to practice obviously is to shoot well. That's, you know, the main point. But the other thing is you want to make sure that you can, you know, clear a malfunction basically without thinking about it. If that happens, you know, you can clear that malfunction, and you can just handle it basically without even thinking about it. You kind of get used to where everything is. Now, these two guns in particular are set up pretty well. They're pretty ergonomic, I find anyway, but, you know, everyone's different, what they find comfortable, what they don't find comfortable. And the other thing is reliability. If you find out that a handgun isn't working really well for you while you're at a range inside in air conditioning and you're taking all your sweet time firing and you're making sure the magazines are loaded carefully and all that nonsense, I'm looking at you, Kel-Tec, and it's still not reliable, well, you've got a problem there. That's probably not something that you're going to want to use in inclement weather, in a moment's notice, in a high-stress situation when your life depends on it. So, a little something to think about. Number 3, ammo. Pick good ammo. Now, some bulk ammo is just fine. It's no problem. Some bulk ammo sucks. I'll give you an example. Federal bulk pack ammunition. I used to buy that all the time. You know, the one you get like 325 rounds. It used to be a white box. Now it's a tan box. And I found that when I used that ammunition in various handguns and rifles, it was quite good. It was definitely a good value for the price. Now that's the one that's in the new box. I don't know what they did, if their quality control is different, if they're priming the cartridge is different, but it sucks. I will never buy another box of any ammunition again. And I thought maybe I got a bad lot, and I tried a couple of different bulk boxes because I feel like I owed it to them because the other ones were good. No, it's terrible. It's awful. Don't buy it. Now, in front of you, you get CCI Stingers. I like CCI Stingers. I like CCI Mini Mags. Basically, I feel like they take care. They don't just throw the rounds in there like it's a pile of crap. It's just really, really good, reliable ammunition. And if you're using reliable ammunition, that's better than not using reliable ammunition or cheap garbage. Same thing with using the better handgun. So now, if you're using a high quality handgun that's proven to be reliable in multiple situations, and you're using good quality ammunition that's proven to be reliable in multiple handguns, and you combine those two, well, for those people who say that rimfire is less reliable than centerfire, well, I'm not going to argue your numbers, but you've just narrowed that difference. By using a high quality handgun that has established reliability and comfort view and high quality ammunition, you've given yourself the best chance with your weapon. Fourth tip, I should say. Make maintenance a habit. Now, rimfire runs dirtier than some centerfire ammunition, so you want to make sure you keep it clean, keep it oiled. Now, the other thing too is, if it's your carry gun, you want to make sure it's always ready if you need it. If you just have something that's a range toy, and you don't clean it for some number of rounds, it's not a big deal if it kind of isn't too reliable at the range. Not a big deal. You just kind of clear the malfunction. But if there is a tough situation and you need to call that gun into action, you might not have that second or two to clear that malfunction. That just might be the end of you. So you need to make sure it is clean and it is oiled and is ready to go. That will also, again, with the choice of a good weapon and good ammunition, make it that much more reliable. 5, and this one is the kind of one that bugs me, I got to tell you, is higher capacity magazines, if you can. Now, both of these handguns hold 10 rounds. I also have a Kel-Tec P17. Now, I brought the Kel-Tec to the range with me a couple of times, and I have a couple of videos if you want to check those out, and it performed really, really, really well. I had previously had the Kel-Tec PMR30, and it is absolutely horrendous. It is one of the worst handguns I have ever fired in my life. It is terrible. Buyer beware if that's on your list. There are better options out there for you. Find one. The P17, I really liked the fact that it was a 22 LR. It had a good size. It kind of felt full size, but compact at the same time. Very strange. It's kind of like a tweener. And it held 17 plus 1 rounds. Or is it 16 plus 1? It holds 17 rounds anyway. And I took it to the range a couple times, and it is fantastic. And I was thinking, this might be a good carry gun because, I'm able to get a good grip on it. Actually, maybe a little bit better than this one. It's extremely light. And it was proving itself to be reliable. Now, I had only probably put 300 or 400 rounds through it, so I wouldn't say, yep, this is a great gun, totally reliable. But it had proven enough to me that I would have liked to keep using it to see if that reliability held up. And if it did, I would feel good carrying that, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, where I live says you can't carry high capacity magazines, and so I am limited to 10 rounds. So I actually had to not have the 16 round magazines anymore. So actually that handgun now, I had to basically take those magazines out of the state into a free state, and I am magazineless for that gun right now. So I need to try and find like a 10 round magazine until this law gets overturned. But long story short, one of the good things about that gun was that it was had the higher capacity. Now, at only 10 rounds, I don't see a point of having that one versus this one, because this one is probably as light or lighter, probably lighter, also holds 10 rounds, and it's easier to conceal, even though the other one's also easier. Because obviously, if you have two good options and they all check the boxes, you'd want to go with the one with the higher capacity. In the good old days, when those magazines were legal, I used to have a 1022 that was loaded up with a 50-round magazine. I think they call it the BX25 times 2. Well, I don't bother with that anymore, because I'd rather have something else for like a home defense situation, rather than say 10 rounds of 22. Oh, it's different for me because I'd rather carry this, to be honest with you. This is what I've been carrying the most lately. Like by a wide margin, this is what I've been carrying. I would probably say second most would be my Glock 27, but not as much anymore. This is really the first choice. So like I said, if you are looking at something that's a higher capacity, there's a lot out there. As a matter of fact, I think Smith & Wesson I want to say they might have made a 22 mag. It's like a 30-round magazine. And if it actually works, it seems to, that could be a good 22 option for you also. That's something I would probably look very closely at, if I could carry a 22 mag with 30 rounds in it. Unfortunately, I cannot now because of my living situation in a blue state. But anyway, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. If I remember, and hopefully I do, I am going to put a link to my original 22LR video in the description. And you know what? I think I might also throw a link to maybe some of these other 22 handgun videos, like the 22LR light rack, and the Beretta Neos, and also the Kel-Tec P17. Because if you live in a place where you can, still live free and you can carry 17 rounds of 22 in your handgun, that's a great option to investigate. I'm not saying it's a good option to have, because I haven't seen it with my own eyes if it'll hold up to like thousands of rounds of reliability, but it definitely had gotten off to a very good start with me. So if it's something that appeals to you, I would definitely take a close look at it. Let's put it that way. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later. If you like this video and these kind of videos, I would really appreciate the thumbs up. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one.